Hey, still alive. Okay. So first I wanted to bring up the fact that I totally forgot to put on my blue flannel continuity shirt yesterday. So I guess I'm going to stop doing that now and just move forward. Maybe I'll bring it back again in the future. The next thing I wanted to bring up is I think I'm going to try out something new. I'm gonna record this video a little bit differently. I wanted to record different parts with different backgrounds and just kind of a different scenery, so I can find out where I'm more comfortable. If I'm more comfortable talking standing up or sitting down or in a squat, I don't know. But that's kind of my idea. So trying this out, and I have a new story. Boop. So this story is a little bit more recent. The story takes place when we were living in Las Vegas. This is where Germ, Mark, and I all used to hang out a whole lot together. Germ and I was still in middle school, high school. Mark was just about to graduate. He's only a few years older than us. Or okay, I guess Mark's just a few years older than I am, and I'm just a few years older than Germ is, so it wasn't weird or anything. Mark is my cousin's boyfriend at the time, and we did a lot of breakdancing together. We always came over to my cousin's house and hung out with Mark. I don't know, we did a lot of different things. We liked going down to the swap meet and buying tasers and BB guns and knives and, you know, dangerous boy things. But this specific memory is something that Germ, Mark, and I all share. So to get to Mark's house from where Germ and I live, it's just kind of down the street, take a right, down that short street, take another right, and then up a small hill. Nothing like the hill I grew up on, but it's a short walk, maybe less than a quarter mile. Actually, maybe about a quarter mile away. So we often go down to visit Mark and my cousin. Mostly go there to visit Mark, not necessarily my cousin. This day we were playing with a bunch of water balloons. We filled up maybe 50, 60 water balloons, put in a big bin container, tossed them all inside, and I'm guessing I'm maybe 14, 15, Mark is maybe 18, 17, 18, Germ is like 10 or 11. No, if I'm 14, Germ's probably like 12. But we filled up all the water balloons, we brought them out to the front of my cousin's house, or the front of Mark's house. And next door to the house is some new development, some new homes that are still being built. So Mark's house faces this way. The house next door actually faces that way because Mark is at the end of a street and this is the start of a cross street this way. So Mark's house faces this way, or I'm sorry, Mark's house faces this way, this house is facing that way. So from outside of Mark's house, standing on the driveway, if you look to your left, you could see the backyard of the neighboring house. And we have these concrete dividers or concrete fences. I guess they're not fences because maybe fences, yeah. Yeah, I guess they'll still be called fences, but they're concrete fences that run along the side. So we're looking over at the newly built homes. We have all these water balloons, and Mark or Germ, one of us, decide and say, "Do you think anybody's living there yet?" So we wanted to see if anybody was living there. So we peek over the fence, look over into the back sliding door, which leads into a kitchen, or looks like a kitchen. And everything looked kind of empty. We could see that there's no blinds in the upstairs windows, which would probably be the master bedroom or spare bedrooms. And everything looks pretty empty. So we figured, nobody's living there yet. Should we throw some water balloons at it? Because we are children. This is where I said, there's only one way to find out. So we take some water balloons, grab them all in our hands, and just start tossing them over like that right into the backside of this guy's house. And we just hear them splash, splash. Luckily, no windows were getting broken. Nothing was going inside a window because none of the windows were open. But we're just tossing and tossing and tossing water balloons over to the other house, splashing all over to their backyard. making a huge mess. Everything's getting wet. No construction workers around, no one to stop us. And after a few minutes of doing that, we continue playing in our front yard or in the driveway. And this guy comes yelling out, screaming over the fence, yelling and saying, "What the are you guys doing? Blah, 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 blah," all of this stuff. And for me, that's kind of where the memory itself ended. I don't really remember much after that point, which is kind of weird thinking about it now. I don't understand how my memories work. They just kind of like, here's all the way point and stop. I do think that memory though did stick because of not only the awkwardness of it all, but there was the one phrase that kind of stuck with Germ, Mark, and I throughout the rest of our lives, up until this point at least. Right before I threw that ball, I yelled, "There's only one way to find out," and tossed the first ball over. So between the three of us, that phrase was kind of coined at that point. I know we said it probably before, but I think it was that moment that that phrase became a thing. That phrase is now being said anytime we are trying to decide if this is going to be too dangerous or not too dangerous, or if this is going to taste bad or taste good. And there's only one way to find out. There are definitely more incidents where that phrase was used, more memories, more stories, all that to come. But that's about it. All right, don't die.